Hey, everybody, this is James Pelton. I hope you're having a good Tuesday. We are talking with Wolf Capital today. By the way, if you're here, please hit the like button. Please comment. What projects are you excited about right now? Go ahead and let's get some comments going on that. Love to see what you guys are excited about, what you've been checking out. This one, I will say, I've been talking with Travis for a while here, Wolf Capital Trav. And I was a little hesitant on this one because we've seen, the 1%, 2% a day, those types of projects. They just have not worked well in the past. We've seen a lot of projects where, do well for a while and then kind of fade off. So initially, just to be totally upfront, initially I was like, nope, don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Then through talking with Travis, it sounds like there's maybe some unique things going on. So wanted to at least bring on to kind of talk through it and answer some questions and kind of just see, kind of learn and educate and just see what's out there. So without further ado, Trav and Urea, I don't know if that's the right way to pronounce it, but can you guys do a quick introduction of who you are, a little bit of your background, how you got into this, and then we'll start talking through the project.
Hey, James. Glad to be on here. It's Axoria. And I'll let Trav go ahead first.
No, you go ahead, man.
Oh, great. So, like I said, glad to be on here. I'm the dev behind Wolf Capital. So far, it has been an amazing ride. I've been in the DeFi space for a couple of years now, in general, I'm a really passionate guy towards DeFi. I think what you're doing and what you've been aiming for, because I've been watching your content for the past couple of weeks, you definitely are trying to bring positivity in the DeFi space, and I really admire that, because I think that's what we all should be trying to do. I'm doing my best to do the same, and I think with Wolf Capital, we are definitely bringing something new onto the table. And I believe that in the DeFi space, it should be all about solutions. So we're definitely bringing those solutions on the table, and we're just getting started.
Okay, very good. No, I appreciate the support also. What about you, Travis?
I'm Travis. I'm the owner and CEO of Wolf Capital. Kind of a brief summary of it. I work 13 hours a day with my day job as I work in the oil field. I'm a directional driller. And then in my spare time, we run Wolf Capital. I've been a huge, let's say, supporter in the crypto industry probably for the last year and a half or so. It's kind of where I met Ox, and we've been pretty good close friends through all the ups and downs that we've seen in the DeFi space. And then I've been rugged probably 3 or 4 times. Couldn't stand it, so decided to start my own show, and this is the third one that I've started, and the last 2 were successful then. But just like how most DeFi projects, they quick as they come up, they come down just as fast. So we tried to figure out a way to change that, and I think we did. So that's why we started started up Wolf Capital.
Okay, very good. No, I appreciate you being here. So could you guys go ahead and start off? First off, we got a celebrity in the house, Yabonks. Good to see you, man. It's been a while, so good to see you. If you don't already, everyone go check out Yabonks' YouTube channel. Give him a subscribe. Appreciate you, man. Good to see you. And JB, Tim, and Alexi, it's good to see all of you. Thank you for coming on here today. Please don't forget to hit like. And yeah, if you have questions as we're going, I already see some coming in. So appreciate you guys. And we will get to all those questions. So let's go ahead. Thank you guys for introducing yourself. Thanks for hopping on here today, talking through stuff. Do you want to go ahead and give an elevator pitch of what Wolf Capital is, what you're trying to accomplish with it?
So yeah, Wolf Capital is basically it's a staking DApp that we take the external, or take the revenue, or take your stake, and we put it into our portfolio to create external revenue. We offer 1 to 2% daily, depending on the team's aspect, which that's the innovative part that we haven't seen before in other DeFi projects. creates the atmosphere to work together as a team rather than just going in by yourself, which you have that option. You can do that. And depending on where you're at with your team, how much money's been brought in, how many people have joined in on that team will depend on that extra percentage that you make daily.
Okay, very good. Do you want to talk a little bit about the revenue? So again, the 1% or 2% is kind of the number that makes people a little uncomfortable, myself included. Again, just been burned by so many of those projects. So do you want to first talk about kind of the revenue that's going to be backing this?
Yeah. So every week, well, we'll start with this. So the kind of backstory between the external revenue comes from the strategy that I used for years in the stock market with commodities. And I've taken that strategy and I've implemented it using my own trading bots and manual trades too in crypto. And with that, we've taken every trade and we send it to our Telegram channel, and it sends notifications in real time with every single trade that's ever made. Even the manual trades that I make, I posted in there. I don't do a few. I just do a few here and there. Kind of the larger trades. But we allocate in risk management. So we have futures, grid bot, AI bot, and a DCA bot. And you can add multiple of each kind, or you can just do one of each kind. It really doesn't matter. The DCA bots, they run different strategies just depending on what's happening in the market. And then, like I said, we post every single trade that happens in that Telegram and in our Discord that we've kind of revamped here these last couple of weeks. That also gets forwarded to there. But every Monday we post a weekly report that comes out, kind of shows the what we did that week. I think this last week we did 9.1%. Sorry, that's my work here.
The beauty of the day jobs, right?
Yeah. Hey, Alex, you want to take this one over for a second?
Yeah, definitely. Like Trav also has a day job, and he does his best to do his best performance on Wolf Capital as well. And honestly, I gotta say that so far he's been doing great, and I completely respect the way that he works, like his work ethics, and the performance that he gives on Wolf Capital and also on his job. But regarding Wolf Capital, so far we've been seeing growth week after week after week, and I gotta go over. I'm not sure if you can hear me though. Can you hear me, James?
Yeah. Yep. Loud and clear. You sound great.
Yeah. So regarding Wolf Capital, I gotta say, basically at the core of what we're doing, and at the core of Wolf Capital, it's all about bringing solutions onto the table. I've been in the DeFi space, like I mentioned in the beginning, for quite a while now, and I've been noting down what is missing, because the majority of the teams out there, they're doing they're doing forks, they're doing projects which are already have been around, and what I call them, the majority of these projects, I call them tax farms, because they don't have any solid backing, something that is bringing something new to the space, and they just do that for the taxes. Difference with Wolf Capital and at its core is that we do something new. For instance, our entire contract is 100% original code, and we've thought about all the functionalities that we have on there. If you want me to go over them, that's gonna be great, so that I can explain to you more about how the backend works.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be great.
Yeah. So one of the things is that we have teams, Wolfpacks, on our project. And the idea behind it is that everybody works together, because DeFi should be about all of us working together, right? So we have team staking, where basically, let's take, for instance, if you want to create a team, you can create your own team and basically build it up with your friends, or you can also join the wolf pack of your favorite influencers. Let's say you create a wolf pack, and your entire community can join under you. The best feature behind this is that it's not only you who is going to benefit, it's your entire wolf pack, right? Because we've seen in the majority of these other projects, basically what's happening is that it's mostly, for the most part, it's the YouTubers and the influencers that are benefiting from the referrals and the increased percentages for the influencers and so on. And like I said, the idea behind Wolf Capital is that we have, like teamwork, and that, a fair ground for everybody, not just for specific individuals. So basically, with the Wolf Packs, as your team grows and your total team stake grows, also does your daily percentage. So as you've already seen, our base daily percentage starts at 1% and goes up to 2%. Based on your total team stake and the total amount of users that you have on the wolf pack. So basically, this percentage, like I said, it increases for the entire team, for everybody that is in the wolf pack, and that makes it like a team job, like everybody working together, inviting people, and I think that's the core thing behind Wolf Capital. Nobody else has done this before us. At least I haven't seen it, and I think it's quite new. It's quite interesting, and the best part is that so far we have been doing really solid with the external revenue. Big ups to Trav for again doing what he's doing. He's been really professional, and we've managed to bring solid external revenue so far. But what we also have on Wolf Capital is like a team lottery, where, let's take for instance, each week 1% out of the deposit fees gets pulled into the prize pool, and at the end of the week, the team with the wolf pack with the most deposits during that week wins 30% of the prize pool, and this prize pool gets distributed equally through all the wolf pack members. So basically, if you have 10% of the total team stake, you can claim 10% of that prize that your team won. And that's another extra layer towards like the teamwork, and like the entire concept that we're trying to have. Like I said, the DeFi should be about all of us working together, and it shouldn't be that mentality that the majority of the people are having, like about exit liquidity and so on, and this and that, and like getting higher referrals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do know. That's yes, high referrals are they are good for YouTubers, I will say that, but not necessarily always the best for the communities themselves. So no, I like that a lot. Can you talk about, so the revenue is it 100% that comes in from trading and just different types of trading?
Yeah, so that right now that's all of our revenue. We're looking to expand to different avenues to bring in that external revenue, so that we're not relying 100% on trading, which kind of right where I get interrupted. Our last report came out Monday, and we did 9.1%. The week before that, we did 4.2, 4.3, and the week before that, I think we did 10.1. We've had a solid green week. Not every single bot is profitable. I think our DCAs on this last one were, I think, minus 1,700, but our futures were like 28,000. So, we do risk management in terms of that too. So, like, for example, futures and leverage trading, everybody knows it's a lot more high risk. So we allocate only like 15% of the portfolio into that. And then we use a higher percentage on the grid bots because those are way low risk, but the higher amount that you're pushing through, obviously the higher numbers you're going to have. So we'll do, say, 75 usually 80,000. We max out into the grid bots, so on and so forth. Like that. It's just a numbers game. But, we've tweaked and tweaked and tweaked to the point now we're seeing, the same thing almost every week.
Okay, very cool. And I do love, again, a lot of times with these traders and things like that, It's like, okay, well, what's actually going on? So I do appreciate you guys pretty transparent about, what you guys are doing, the orders that you put in, things like that. So again, this is just a link to the Telegram group. I'll post a link to that. You guys can go check it out for yourself. So I do like that. Are you confident? One concern that I have is if the trading doesn't get to that, 7% a week or 10% a week or whatever you need to kind of cover the 1 to 2% that you're giving people, do you then dip into the staked funds to do that, or how does that kind of work? Or your plan is just to always stay over the 1%?
No. We've already talked about this here in the past, and we're looking to upgrade our contract, our smart contract, so that we can adjust those divs accordingly to what we are bringing in that week. It'll take no time at all. It's already been worked on with RIA. So as soon as that's finished, we'll apply that update, and that way we can navigate a little bit better towards the future. And then also, once we do that upgrade, we'll be pushing the because right now we have I think 92,000 or something like that left in the smart contract, which normally we'll pull. We'll usually keep right around 50 to 60 or so in there, just in case. Just be on the safe side. But what we'll end up doing is we'll leave a arbitrage bot that runs inside the contract. Oxbury, he can explain a little bit more about it because that's his baby. But it'll run that money that's left over just sitting there not doing anything. It'll generate some more revenue.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that arbitrage bot? That sounds interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely gonna go over it. But what I wanted to say is that with so far with what we have been doing, we have proved that it's completely possible to be 100% transparent with bringing external revenue to a DeFi project. At least I haven't seen before, because I do invest in DeFi projects myself. I've been invested in stable fund, for instance, where I lost, unfortunately. But I think with what we're doing right now, we are proving that that things can be done the right way. We're sharing all of our trades in real time, and that has been really solid. Really, I haven't seen anybody do it before. But yeah, like Trav already said, we keep the majority of the funds on our trading bots, and so far it hasn't even been necessary to inject any funds back into the contract. We basically keep around 50 to 60K on it for the weekly payouts, which this in terms allows our trading portfolio to grow and to bring even greater and greater returns. Now, like we already said, we do keep this 50 to 60K in the contract, and basically, that's not doing anything. It's not money that is put to work. So that's where the DEX arbitrage bot is going to come in. Over the past couple of months, actually since October of last year, I've been experimenting with a DEX arbitrage bot. It's been heavily backtested, and currently it's running at a 0.1 to 0.5% profit per day. And we plan to implement this DEX arbitrage bot to work on Wolf Capital with the funds that we do keep on the contract. And basically, that's going to put all for entire capital is going to put it to work, right? Because it's pointless for money just to be sitting still and not working, even if that's 50 to 60 grand, right? So yeah, the majority of our funds are going to be on the trading bots that Trav operates, but the DEX arbitrage is going to run with the contract funds. And basically, what this is going to do, it's basically going to execute trades with profitable pairs on several chains. And the best part is that the node cancels transactions that are calculated unprofitable. Like I said, this has been into the works for quite some time, and finally we're going to get it working with Wolf Capital. And I think that's going to be really solid. I mean, even if it's, from 0.1 to 0.5% per day, that's still a solid return.
Right. It's still some revenue coming in. I'm totally with you. I hate capital that's just sitting around. It's like, what does Kevin, Mr. Wonderful, say from Shark Tank? You got to go, they're soldiers. You got to go send them out to war to bring back some captives. So, no, I like that a lot. So just to make sure I'm understanding correctly, so if you at some point are not getting the 1% a day in revenue from the trading, is the plan is to possibly adjust what you're paying out, or are you guaranteeing the 1% a day, or kind of how's that working?
Well, so far we, if you let me just take on this, Trev. So
yeah, go ahead.
So far we've been doing our best to close the gap, and we've been doing so week after week, to close the gap in the payouts that we have to do. However, like Trev already said, we are going to, if it's necessary further down the line, we are going to scale back on the daily percentages, but we are not going to go below 1%. The 1% daily is very easy for us to generate, I might say.
Okay. So the plan is just to get, and then do you guys kind of take then what you get over the 1%? Is that kind of where you guys make money, or how do you guys make money out of this?
No, we don't make money from the extra that we generate. Everything extra that is generated is gonna stay on the portfolio, and that is in terms to generate even greater returns. But we only take our fees from the deposits. Everything extra that is generated, like I said, it stays on the trading portfolio, and
Okay.
I believe that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, nope. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think my biggest hesitancy would be like, how confident are you can consistently get that 1% a day from the trading? I mean, are you guys really great trader? I'm not a trader. I know I couldn't get 1% a day from my bots or trading or anything like that. So just how confident are you guys in that? And what would you say to someone who thinks you can't do 1% a day in trading?
I would just say just look at our records. I mean, I think I figured it yesterday. I think we were averaging 27.15 a day right now. Just through the first few weeks, we've been running 5 weeks now, 6 weeks. This is week 6. I'm not the greatest trader out there. I promise you that. I'm sure there's a lot more people that are much more experienced at what I can do. But like I said, I've done this for years. My father taught me at a very young age how to work the markets. Stuck with it. Made a small fortune in commodities during COVID. Took that money and brought it into crypto, and sky's the limit. So, you can just look at it. Our back record back to day one when we first started. Numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, and that is something I would recommend to people is if you're hesitant, then maybe just keep an eye on the trades for a while. I love that you guys put those out there, and you can, before you get in, you can go check out the trades. You can say, hey, I want to wait for a little while and just kind of see how it goes. There's not a rush. That's one thing I like about projects with actual revenue is it's not like a rush to get in first, like there is with a lot of the Ponzi projects. But, just if you're not comfortable with it, then just kind of keep an eye on it, and, maybe make a note to check the Telegram group once in a while. Maybe try some of their trades yourself and just go, see, oh, okay, they did this. Let me go try that and see how it does. So that's what I would recommend there. I want to bring up some audience questions. There's a lot here. I don't want to fall too far behind. But JB would like to know, is this offered to U.S. investors, or are you worried about the SEC? And, they've been kind of attacking some of the staking platforms and things like that. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
I'm not really too worried about them. We're small fish compared to the big ones that they're trying to get. We have talked some about legality scenarios where we might move the legal part of it to for example, like Dubai and stuff like that. But that'd be way further down the road. But like I said, we're just small fish right here.
Yeah, nope, I get that. And then Bruno would like to know, Shark Tank doesn't like entrepreneurs that aren't full-time. Travis, do you have plans on committing to 100% to this venture at some point? Is there a certain size you get to, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, no, I'd love to do this full time. If Yeah, there's a point. Yeah, we've talked. We get to a certain point, I'll definitely be there full time.
Okay. Do you know what that point would be, or?
I don't want to bring numbers up, so I just have a really good job right here, right now. So, it'd have to be something that's worth it. So,
Yeah, nope, totally get that. I mean, you got a good job that pays well, and I'm sure you have bills. I don't know if you have a family and
bills,
stuff,
yeah,
and
got a family, got 3
mortgage.
kids, so I got all the good stuff.
Yep, yep. And when you have a mortgage and stuff like that, and a good job, I'll tell people, I don't know if I've ever told this story, but when I started my business, I actually had 6 employees, and I was still working my 9 to 5 job. So I had 6
Yeah.
full-time employees, but my day job was paying so well that I was staying there because I needed them. I had bills to pay and things like that. My business was a
Yeah.
startup, and but eventually I made the transition where it's okay. I'm to have enough from the job. And it's a little bit of a leap of faith. You have a solid job that, is paying you a paycheck probably twice a month or whatever. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm going to give that up to a project that in crypto, especially where it's kind of like, who knows how this is going to turn out. So no, I get that.
Yeah.
JP for president. Thank you, Armac. That is not a job that I personally would want at this time, but no, thank you. I appreciate it. Do you guys plan to cap deposits at some point?
No, so we do have a cap on deposits. Our max is at 100K. So, but in terms of how much one person can put in, no, I mean, we're not going to cap that. So not right now. We want to continue the growth and be consistent. That's kind of the idea, and that's what we've been doing. So,
Okay, is there a point where you get nervous about how big the project's getting, where you're like, hey, we want to?
yeah,
Okay.
there's going to be that point. But until we get there, we're going to continue focusing on the growth, being consistent. That's been, I think, our kind of bread and butter on success at this point. So as long as we continue focusing on that, then yeah, when we get to that point where we think we might be getting it too big, yeah, we'll start talking about maybe changing up a few things. But
Okay. Yeah. No, we ran into that too. Like with my Warbots project, you start out and you're kind of, selling as fast as you can, but then you start getting to a certain size where it's like, 2 million, 3 million. This is bigger than I was anticipating. And you kind of have to, make sure your ducks are all in a row and things like that. So
yeah,
that makes sense. The Duke says, I've known Travis since his first project, which is still running, and there are very few devs I trust as much as him. So there you go.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Do you want to talk at all about the other projects that you've run and just, maybe how those went, what lessons you learned, things like that?
Yeah. So, yeah, especially the last one. The last one was WC Miner BUSD. It was a staking app. It was a Wealth Mountain fork. It grew considerably, way too high of ROI. Realized that probably week 2, it was way too high of ROI. But it still blossomed and bloomed. I spent a fortune on marketing. And then just like all the Wealth Mountain forks, they die out because of that unstake button. Bank run hit, and it collapsed. We brought in 780,000. I think the last TVO before it drained was 480K. And then within, I think, 45 minutes, went to zero. So with that lesson, I learned to put in a function in the contract, because when I was watching it, I couldn't do anything. I didn't have any kind of access to the funds. I didn't have any access to stopping the withdrawals or anything like that. So with that, we learned to apply what's called, just kind of like in the stock market, any kind of thing that's extremely volatile. There's a trading halt. And we applied that to the contract. So any time that it looks like there may be a possible bank run, we want to stop it. And We want to assess what's happening. We want to talk to the community and see if we can continue going further. And if not, we want to make sure to issue refunds to everybody for the amount of money that they had in there. So that way, when the bank run hits, if there's a guy sleeping in Hawaii, there's some guy in, here maybe awake, and that guy in Hawaii may end up losing all his money, and we don't want that. And that was the hardest part, was I saw a lot of people lose a lot of money. So I decided, okay, we're not doing that again. So that's the whole point of having that in there.
Okay.
But other than that, I learned networking is great. Marketing is everything. And, you're only good as your team is. And I believe we've got probably the greatest team out there right now. So.
Okay, very good. In quarter mile, this must be an oil question of some kind because I don't understand it. But it's Trav, are you a company man, MWD, DD, Mudlogger, TP, or something else? That means nothing to me. So hopefully you can help decrypt that for me.
I'm a DD.
Okay, all right.
You probably heard the phone. That phone it's a pretty. You hear that thing for years.
Yeah. Okay.
So
oil inside jokes. Maybe
Yeah.
That's a world I know nothing about. So, but I appreciate. Well, actually, I drive a Tesla, so I don't even really need it. But my house, and things like that. We all need oil.
Right.
How far have you back tested your earnings method?
I tested it for 3 months with my own money through the bots, and then we navigated from there. Then once we launched, there was more tweaking, and I think by the 3rd week we had it completely dialed in. And ever since it's been. I still think we could probably do more, but I don't mess with it too much nowadays, just because of how well they're running and performance wise. But yeah, that's pretty much how I went about it. So I took 10 grand of my own funds, doubled it within I think like a month and a half. Continued running it. Then I did some paper trading too on the side with some other experimental different stuff. I took everything that worked and applied it, and so far it's working. And then I also do manual trades too on the side. I do very, very few, but there'll be some of the the larger trades on like a 30K or 50K trade or something like that I see that those one in blue moon scenarios happen, and you're just like, yeah, I didn't set a bot up for that. So yeah, you don't want to miss those opportunities. So
Yep, absolutely, I got that. What is the average drawdown on your bots?
Average I'd probably say, yeah, I haven't looked that one up in a while. I would say probably right around 2,200, 2,300. That's usually right where stop losses are on majority of them. I had very few losses since we ran. Top of my head, I could probably count probably 15 trades on top of my head right now that probably come down to about a $2,000 loss. But like I said, those are all posted too. So every time stop loss hits, those go on the trading channel. We don't hide anything. So anybody's welcome to look back, find them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. And yeah, Armax says, wow, they're very transparent with their trades. Yes. And I do appreciate that because we've had a lot of mysterious traders and things like that come out and say, hey, we do this percentage. And it's just, if there's not transparency, it's just so hard to know what's actually going on. How are these returns actually being made? Things like that. So yeah, appreciate the transparency. Just want to bring up from Master Brews. He says, have to say he disagrees with taking a fee off deposits. He would rather take a cut of profits. Did you think through that, or, why end up taking from the deposits, or was it kind of just, you had to pick one way, or, talk through that thought process?
I don't think we ever really brought it up. I mean, that's just kind of the traditional, DApp scenario setup. We had a market in the beginning. I did put up quite a bit of my funds in the beginning for the marketing, and that's kind of where we're getting the money now, is from the fees from the deposits. But I do get what you're saying. But just in a traditional sense of a DApp and DeFi, that is particularly where you're going to get your get your income from. So I guess I didn't even think about it that way, but yeah, that does make sense.
Okay. Yep. And honestly, it's probably better for the investor to take the upfront rather than a fee of the profits, especially if profits are going to really be, very
Yeah.
high. It's probably better for you and as an investor for them to take a little bit off the top and then give you all the profits going forward. That would be, that'd be more profitable for you in the long run. So it doesn't bother me too much. Someone would like to know, what broker are you using? How many traders? Is it just Travis, or I know you have a lot of bots going on and things like that. You want to talk
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, it's just me. We use 4 right now central exchanges, and then I use 3 commas to kind of group everything up. So it's easier for me to kind of filter through everything, and then that's where we have all the bots set up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to go too much into detail on each exchange and then all that, but no. But yeah, we run 4 different ones. Try not to allocate too much in one, just in case something crazy happens. But you never know. So
Yep. No, absolutely. I mean, with like the FTX situation and things like that, then yeah, definitely, totally get that. Hey, James, I have one question. If you can ask, what could bring the project down? Basically, what are the risks? So what do you, as the project founders, what do you consider to be the biggest risks for people that get involved?
I man, it's really such a low risk. I would say the biggest one that I would think the biggest one is having to deal with the USDC side of it. So, um, there's just been so many rumors and news about um, USDC and staking coins that are on the verge of being liquidated because X factor of not having the cash behind it for the 1-to-1 ratio. Um, in terms of that, and maybe just the fact that the market is so volatile, that would be the other risk because we do rely solely on the market. So if there was a cataclysmic event and um, we're holding say Bitcoin at 28 and it drops down to 4, yeah, that's a huge risk. So terms like that's one. But other than that, I can't really think of much anything. We pretty much have her buttoned up pretty good.
Okay. What do you guys consider the risk factor on this compared to, how risky do you consider this project compared to how degen would you consider Wolf Capital compared to other things in the DeFi space?
Ox, what do you think?
Well, I personally think that given the fact that we've pretty much covered all of the aspects that we've been looking for, throughout the time that we've been in the DeFi space, like we can prevent a bank run. We have a solid external revenue and everything. So I would completely separate Wolf Capital from all of these remaining DeFi projects. The degen ones. Due to all the things that we have been managing to prove so far and all the solutions that we've been bringing onto the table. Like I said in the beginning, in the DeFi space, it's all about solutions. And so far, we've been managing to do exactly that. While the majority of the degen projects just do forks, just do, like I said, tax forms as well. And Wolf Capital is all about bringing innovation on the table. It's about bringing solutions on the table, doing something new, and bringing, most importantly, positivity to the space. Because given the fact what has been happening and going down in the past couple of months, with all these bot projects going down, and like a lot of people lost a lot of money, and that pretty upsets me. Including myself, like I mentioned, I lost my money myself. When again at the core of Wolf Capital, is doing the exact opposite. Bringing the positivity, making everybody to work together, and just like doing our best, because we do our best on a day-to-day basis. personally myself, I'm all about self-improvements, and constantly I look to do better stuff, and how I can bring more value to the DeFi space with my team, with Trav, with everybody, which so far has been amazing. We have an amazing teamwork at Wolf Capital, and we all of us are about constantly thinking about how we can bring more value to the DeFi space. So I think given all of these things put together, it completely separates us from the majority of the projects out there. And I'm not saying that there's no other projects that are doing that, because there are, although there are very few. And like I completely support innovation in the DeFi space. I completely support everybody who's trying to do the right thing, the influencers that are trying to do the right thing in the space, because what we've been seeing as well, that there is a lot of influencers not doing the right thing, promoting projects that they shouldn't be promoting. And I gotta give you an up to that, James, because like at first you didn't, like you said, you didn't want to promote Wolf Capital because I guess you didn't understand exactly what we're about. But that's exactly what every YouTuber should be doing. They should be doing their due diligence, what the project is about, not promoting all the random stuff that is coming out in the space. And I think everybody should start doing that. And, they should take example from you as well with what you've been doing.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Well, and I like talking to the project founders just to, get everything out in the air, get all the questions answered, get exactly how you're thinking through everything. So, I mean, this is a big way that I do my due diligence of how much do I want to put into something like this. So no, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys hopping on and working with me. Yeah, so I appreciate that. Jimmy would like to know, is your initial investor locked for any period? So do you want to kind of talk through how this works for people who want to get involved? I'll bring up the screen here too, but how does this kind of work? You just stake USDC, correct? And then how long is that locked for? And just how does this work a little bit?
Yeah, so on each deposit that is made in Wolf Capital, a new stake is created, and each stake is locked for a period of 60 days. After the 60 days, you can unlock your initial capital, and you can withdraw it from the project. And what I personally recommend to everybody is following the 50-50% strategy, where you basically every 7 days, once you're able to claim from your stakes, you just reinvest back that 50%, reinvest it, and over time that's going to add up, and you can take your initial capital off, like you can withdraw it if that's what you wish, and you can just continue to play with the profit that you have already generated. Because at the end of the day, like in the DeFi space, a lot of people have been talking about, oh, you shouldn't withdraw from the project, you shouldn't. But like the most important thing is that these projects are here so that you generate passive income, right? So of course you gotta minimize your risk. You gotta generate passive income. So we encourage the investors to reinvest, and if they wish to take their initial capital off, they can do so. There's a lot of projects out there that don't allow that, with miners, for instance, but we allow that. It's just locked for 60 days, and this is to allow us to generate external revenue. But you do have the ability to withdraw it back after 60 days. And if you're following that 50-50% strategy, after that 60 days, you're going to just continue to be invested in the project with your profit. And that, to me personally, it makes sense, because that's what I personally do in the majority of the projects that I invest into, right?
Yeah, nope, absolutely. And some people asked about, how is this different than the miners? How is this different than like drip? And that would be one of the big things I would say is you have access to, so you're locked for 60 days, but then you can unstake. So that's, again, very different than, most of the miners. Most of those are you put your money in and then you have to take it out slowly. This, you get your earnings, but you also can take out the initial. So yeah, thank you for walking through that. Armac would like to know, is it possible to buy just one of the bots, or do you give access to any of your trading systems or anything like that?
No,
At this point,
no. Yeah, we're not gonna At this point, not right now, maybe later on down the road. We've had a few that have asked in our community that have already invested since the beginning that they would like to have access, so that way they can also run their funds through it personally. So that may be something that we might look into later on down the road, where we can build our own. But again, that takes time. We really don't have the time.
Yeah,
With
that's not top priority
everything
right
going on.
now.
Right. Also, I want to bring up, because I saw so many comment about one of the high risks of the project is where I have access to the funds and I'm the only one that has access to the trading stuff. Something that we haven't talked about is our KYC. So me and Ox, we're both KYC with Anani Docs. He's got my information. If there is ever any wrongdoing at all they have to do is reach out to him. He's basically big brother in this scenario. He's in contact with the FBI. Like I've mentioned before, I have a family. I don't plan on going anywhere. That's would be the last thing that I want to do, and this is the whole reason why I started up this, was to get away from all the rug pulls and all the issues that I have personally invested in. It just wasn't safe, and I felt like the only way that it could be safe is when I'm in control. So
Yep. Nope. I get that completely. That's the same thing I ran into. I was, rug pulled here, rug pulled there. Then finally I was like, you know what? I just got to start my own stuff. I know I'm not going to rug pull. And so that's all I know. And so no, I get that motivation a lot, especially in this space, just the way things have been.
exactly. Yeah. So
Well, I gotta add to that. I think it's really important for projects that for teams that have projects with access to the TVL to have KYC, because if not, they can just run away. And I'm not saying that having a KYC is the biggest trust factor. The biggest trust factor is having a consistent team that has been around for a while. Like in the case with myself and Traf, I mean, we've been around for quite some time in the DeFi space. I've been I've been well over a year. I've been doing projects, and I have a consistent background of what I've been doing. I've been here through the entire bear market. Trying to bring value, trying to to bring positivity, trying to spread knowledge as well. So it's definitely, you should be looking towards like I said, it's not the KYC that is the biggest factor. It's the background of the team, the consistency of the team. How they've performed in the past as well. Have they been around? Because there is a lot of people coming in the DeFi space saying that they've been on here for a while, but they haven't. They like it's hilarious even. But you should definitely not only look at the project that you're investing in, but the team behind that project. You're investing in the people as well. So you want to invest in teams that are consistent, that are hardworking, that are trying to improve on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's very important. But yeah, we do have our KYC with Anonidocs. They're amazing guys, and definitely that makes us accountable for what we're doing, because if we do something bad, we're gonna have to pay the consequences. But we are in the DeFi space to stay, and like I said, we've been here through the entire bear market. And what I always say is that you want to network with people through the bear market, because what we've seen is that a lot of people left during this bear market, and the people that are actually here in the DeFi space to build and to bring value are here. And this is just the best time to network and to expand your contacts and network with people and so on. But yeah, we are here, we've been here, and we're going to continue to be here. And with Wolf Capital, we're just getting started.
Okay, no, very good. Love that. And Yu-Gi-Oh said that he's having a hard time reading through the trades in the Telegram channel. Like, he doesn't know what they mean. Do you guys do any kind of like educational stuff, kind of walking people through some of the strategies or anything like that? Or what could people do to kind of understand a little better what the trades are talking about?
Anybody can send me a DM, Telegram or Discord, and I can explain what they're looking at. Majority of those that they are looking at right now are grid bots. because their grid bots are ran extremely tight. So it doesn't take much fluctuation, and there's a buy and sell. So there's probably 8,000 trades that happen a day. I would say probably 80% of those are grid bots. So it's probably what he's looking at. So those are just a lot of buys that are happening, and then every so often you'll see a sell happen in between the two. But yeah, normally I get DMs all day long that ask about it, and I kind of just illustrate kind of a point. We also do VCs in our Telegram, usually about once a week. We'll do a VC, and if anybody's got questions, we'll try to educate and answer the best way we possibly can.
Okay, very good. Arvin has a good question. If it's working and you can earn huge wealth with your money in a short time, why bring community funds into it? Why not just do it yourself and then just make a bunch of money? Why make a project for something like this?
I do that. That's kind of where I get my wealth from. I just apply it to DeFi in the community because I mean, what's the point? You know, if you can't. If you want to invest in a DeFi project, you want to invest in your own. You know, that is generating revenue and generating wealth. Like I said, I've done this for years in the commodity sector, but this year, I've moved all that over to crypto. But I personally have my own funds running in there as well. So this isn't just community; it's also mine too.
Okay, gotcha. And then so Steve was wondering about bus factor, is what we call it in business. But what happens if something happens to Travis? If he's the one that's kind of the main point there, is there any contingency plan in case something happens to you? Which we hope doesn't happen, but just in case.
Well, I'm pretty healthy. Work out every day. I don't get sick. In terms of me getting hit by a bus, that is possible, I guess. But no, me and Ox, we've talked about it in the past. My wife has all my info, all my stuff, all my face, seed keys and passwords and all that. So anything ever happens, she knows who to reach out to, and she's well aware of what I do, and if something happens, then she can help out.
Yeah. And get in touch with the right people, and we can at least get refunds going or whatever the case might be. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't come to that for sure. Did they say which chain this is on? So when people are getting in here, which chain are you guys are on BSC, is that correct?
Yeah, we're on BSC.
Okay, so it's USDC on the BSC chain, and here's where you just would put how much you want to put in, and USDC on the BSC chain. Is there a treasury fund or insurance fund in case things go south, like a black swan event or something like that?
Ox, you want to take that one?
I didn't get it. Can you repeat it, please, for me?
Yeah, they're wondering if there's like an insurance fund or anything like that. I know some projects, put aside a little bit from the profits or something so that there's a pool in case, who knows what happens. We've seen so many different things happen to so many projects, but I think just wondering if there's like a safety fund or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's very important, and it's a great question. Actually, with we don't have a separate fund, but all of like the entire portfolio that we're using, it's like each bot is using a different percentage based on the risk of that specific bot, right? So basically, the investment fund also acts as the treasury fund in case something does happen. I mean, we're pretty much Trav has been allocating the portfolio in a such a way in which it's diversified to in such a way that basically it has all the risks calculated in the most optimal way, in which we're gonna have enough funds to potentially take action if something needs to be done.
Okay, very good. Well, hey, I think that's about all the questions. We're approaching in on an hour here. I'm a marketing guy, so I always like to really emphasize calls to action. So here's what I would say are calls to actions. First off, go follow on Twitter. Hop in and start looking at the trades. And if you're not comfortable, you're like, I'm not totally sure about something like this. Then just watch the trades for a little bit. To try to understand what the chart is showing there, and maybe even do some of the trades and just get familiar with what's going on there. So I posted a link to the trading group that you can check that out. Also, just hop into the Telegram, hop into the Discord, get to know the team, get to know the community. Again, if you don't understand like the trading log, if you don't know what a limit buy order is and things like that, hop in and just start asking some questions and just try to understand. Then if you do want to get in, I do have the Pelton pack, but feel free to jump in. I know Pocket Aces has his own Wolf pack and things like that. So just feel free to hop in wherever. But you can hop in USDC on the BSC network, and I think that's about it. Do you guys have any last minute comments, any last minute words of inspiration, or anything that you want to share with us before we hop off here for the day?
No, other than I really do appreciate your time and letting us talk to your community about everything that's been going on. Keep up the great work. We always watch you, always watch your videos. So community loves you.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. And I appreciate you guys in the audience. Again, the only way I can keep doing AMAs is if you guys watch. And I just appreciate so much that you guys keep showing up, keep showing your support, keep checking out new things. I really enjoy it, just seeing what people are building. So appreciate you in the audience. Please hit like on the way out. And then, Wolf Capital team, thank you guys. Thanks for being patient with me as I initially rejected, and then we kind of, talked through it. I appreciate you guys. Keep building, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having us.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you for